Live from Studio B and KPRC2. Houston Life starts now.
Hey, welcome to Houston Life. I'm Tessa Barretta, and I am feeling very special, even though we're the ones that have a special guest joining us today. When it comes to Houston food and the scene here, this is the man. He's a James Beard award-winning chef and the host of Eat Like a Local right here on KPRC2. Chris Shepard, I'm hearing you're in the house. Can you please show yourself? There you are. Show yourself.
What's happening?
Hi.
How are you?
Hi. Oh my gosh, I'm better now. I'm better now.
All
You
right.
showed up. We're like, that's like half the battle.
I'm on time.
I know you're a very, very busy person. So you were out of the restaurant game last year.
Yep.
And then people were saying, okay, what are you retiring? It's not even close to retirement. You're a very, very busy person. How are things going at that? I mean, the thing I know you care about so much, Southern Smoke.
Southern Smoke, we just had our festival back in October. Had 70 chefs come in from around the country, and 2 days, I mean, you were a part of it. Came in and hung out and did Respect the Rosé. We did a dinner one night, and then we did a big festival the next day, and we raised $1.8 million.
And that is for people that are in the service industry, that are in the restaurant.
For food and beverage industry folks in time of crisis or through mental health care, paying their doctor bills, paying their rent, whatever it is. Yeah.
That's amazing. It's amazing. And I hosted Respect the Rosé, and that was such a fun event. It was a delicious event. When I say fun, I mean, it was very fancy. It was very Four Seasons. I said, look, we got to work this picture into me. This is probably the best picture I've ever taken in my whole life. So thank you for letting me host that.
No.
And Derek said he's in on the next one. So we got to raise even more money next year.
Well, we set the theme out to be James Bond Monte Carlo. You never know what people are going to wear, and so it was just kind of perfect.
There you go. And there are the food and beverage workers that are, probably so grateful that something like this even exists, because this didn't exist when you and I were young and in the food and beverage industry.
It didn't, and to have something like a safety net for your career and to help you out when you need it the most is very beneficial. And that's what we're providing.
Yeah, just even knowing, right? That's probably good for your mental health.
Easily.
Yeah, those services you offer. So, okay, so you're doing the foundation, which we know you're so passionate about, but you also started a food company?
Yeah.
All right. So tell me. I thought I was busy with some jobs over here.
So my wife and I started a company called Full Tilt. We make a bacon sausage, something we've done before, and then where we take pork shoulders, cure it like bacon, grind it, stuff it into a casing, and then pecan smoke it.
Ooh.
And then we also do hot dogs right now, and so the hot dogs are at NRG Stadium for Texans games, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and anything else that happens at NRG Stadium.
Okay, so just small stuff.
Yeah, a couple things.
Just like a little bit of things. I'm going to a Texans game this weekend. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Get you a hot dog. Pretty good.
So tell me about the hot dogs. We are going to go through. We're going to talk to your friends. We're going to talk about Eat Like a Local. But is there like a hot dog eating contest? I'm sorry.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. But I think the crew is here. They're.
We have the hot dogs. I'm
basically
like, what's going
out
on
here
with the hot dogs?
Eating hot dogs today, so.
A little glizzy action. Okay, I'm down. I'm down for the glizzy. What is this one? Could you not plate this one? Here, you're the chef. You know how to plate it.
Right in
Cheers.
there.
Enrique, okay, wait. Hi. Cheers. These are your Eat Like a Local crew.
So these guys come hang out with me.
All right.
Do some filming with me. Tell me what to do and show me how to basically work on a show.
Well, I'm learning that too.
Yeah.
I'm learning that too.
Every day.
Teaches me every day.
Every day, yeah. So we get to do the Eat Like a Local and go out and try restaurants throughout the city, and you guys catch the best footage. So
thank you.
And I appreciate working with y'all very
awesome
much.
To work with.
Well, it's pretty funny that you let me not have a script, and you let me just kind of do what I want, and it works.
Here's a peacock. He's got to fly. You got to let this man fly. Okay, thank you guys so much. These are delicious, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you again. Is this what you do all day? This is just like you go over here and you...
You see, I just kind of push it to the side. I eat a lot of hot dogs these days. Try not to, but have to do taste tests, right?
One more time. Thank you.
Put it right
I was going to put it in my
you.
nose. Okay, so let's talk about visiting with friends. You've got your new show, Eat Like a Local, on KPRC, and a Table to Stage. So Table to Stage is what?
So Table to Stage is at Stages Theater,
and
it was something that I wanted to do because it's a small, intimate space, and they treat you like an adult. You can go in and have a glass of wine, you can get a cocktail, you can kick your feet up. comfortable chairs, and it's just me and another chef or a journalist or a writer sitting on a stage, because I get to have those conversations with friends that most people don't get to.
Wow.
And so it's like being able to sit there and have that conversation with, say, Johnny Carrabba or Aaron Bludorn or David Chang or Aaron Franklin, and those are all people that are going to be coming up. And we just sit, we talk about why they chose to do this,
right?
What made them, what are the struggles that they had in their life to get where they needed to be to run the restaurants. And so it's kind of for the industry.
Yeah.
So that's why we do it on Sunday and Monday nights at stages.
Okay.
And so, it's a small space, and I feel like if you sit with some of these people in front of 2,000 people, you get a very different conversation.
Absolutely.
But if you sit with people with 250 people and they're all right there, you can literally just pick out people and like talk to them and have the conversations, and they can ask questions, and it's a fun experience. It's very unique.
This reminds me of the actor show, like
Yep.
the Actors Guild, where they go and you can learn about people's processes, how they do things, learn from the mistakes they made so that you don't make them. That's very, yeah, that's so informative, and you guys are a wealth of knowledge. That is so cool. So it goes down on Mondays and Sundays, which are, very commonly the industry nights that they have off, and they can go and
just for the general public too, because you don't really have anything going on Sunday and Monday nights.
Right, exactly.
It's
I was going to say.
It's a kind of relaxed atmosphere. It's a couple hours, and if they've got books, they'll sign the books, and you can have the one-on-one conversations.
Really cool. So Greg Gatlin, Patrick Fegis, they're going to be Monday, December 11th, and Aaron Bludorn, Monday, December 18th, and it goes on and on and on.
It does go on and on.
This will all be on our website on the Scene On section. So today, I mean, you have so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
But today, it's all about Eat Like a Local.
It is, yeah.
Yes, and you've got your friends here, and the vibe in the studio is wonderful, okay? Because not only can your friends cook amazing, but they are really here just to help people. This is a show that you premiered in September, and how has it been hosting your own show, going around and kind of just showing us what you love to do, but for the camera, to share with everyone?
Well, it gives me the opportunity to sit back, find new spots, go eat with people, talk about what people that I know are doing, and go in and venture into new spaces that I've never been into. So I get to learn more about the city too, and it's a direct impact for the restaurants, because there's so many restaurants in this city. You can drive by it 100 times and be like, at some point I want to eat there. But now I'm going to give you the face, the dishes, the things that you should try at those restaurants, and you're gonna want to get in there and do it.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
I'm basically breaking the ice for you.
Yeah.
If you will.
Absolutely. And we do have, this wonderful, wonderful dining community, but you can never learn enough. You can never learn enough about the people preparing our food, why they take the time to do what they do, why they've gone into this industry. So you can watch Eat Like a Local. It's for all the HL viewers. It's Saturday at 10 a.m. It's right here on KPRC. And I mean, it is going to be awesome. It is awesome. It's not going to be awesome. It is awesome.
I have a great time with it, because you get to learn and do experiences like, how would you have known that Fegis Barbecue created the wings for another restaurant, that Hay Merchant, that was there, and that you could go and have some of the best wings in the city at, I like to call it a smokehouse, not so much a barbecue restaurant.
Right.
Because they have the salads, they have all these other things, and you can go over, you can see Lucas and at Josephine's, and you can choose your own adventure on what you want. You want a bowl of gumbo and a po' boy, or you want to sit down and crush stuff at the raw bar, get into a bottle of wine and big old fancy dinner, you can do that too. See, it's just, you can choose your own direction in a lot of these places.
Right, or you can choose it for me, because I'm very indecisive. I'll say, I'll just go where Chris goes.
Yeah.
I'll just go where Chris goes.
Generally, that's easy.
Still ahead, we're going to talk turkey. You're going to show us your way to carve a turkey.
I find that people will sit back and they put it on the table and they spend a lot of time trying to carve it. It's just a mess.
Okay.
And when I walk into someone's house and they're like, I need a little bit of help, this is where I start.
Okay, we'll
and
start
I just
there.
take it out of the way for
We'll start there with you. And then we have an easy recipe the kids can make, or even easier, you can order these Southern sides. We're gonna round out your whole meal, okay? So you just sit back, relax, Houston Life. We'll be right back with Chris Shepard.
Thank you.
Welcome back to this special edition of Houston Life. Chef Chris Shepard in the house, trying to show us a few tricks for your best Thanksgiving ever. First up, you can't stop moving. How do we break this turkey down? No, I like it because you're into it. Tell me the tricks, because I've seen some people obliterate this
You
thing.
see it like people sitting at a table doing this, and like then it's just a giant mess. So I start with just by basically,
Okay.
this is a fried turkey I got at BB's this morning.
Oh, nice.
And really easy just to pick it up. And you know what?
Break those wings off?
Yeah, I put it right there.
Okay.
I kind of break it down and put it back together.
Oh, okay.
Right? So I'm going to take this.
Legs now.
And I'm just going to break that down.
Okay.
Right? Pull it down and apart. And then the breast, it's just like, you know, cutting the chicken up before you cook it if you're going to break down the chicken.
Okay.
Right? I'm going to follow this breastplate down. Really easy. And then I'm just going to work this right off.
What kind of knife are you using? Does it matter?
Just a boning knife.
Just a boning knife?
Yeah.
Any kind? Nothing special? Nothing that's $100?
I don't have anything fancy.
Okay. And it is a big bird. So people should be watching this. Let me tell you why. Because it makes you look cool if you know how to do it. And that's the most important thing we want at Thanksgiving, right? We just want to look cool.
So you got one breast off.
Nice. Big old chunker.
Yeah. And then the rest, you know, people say, what do you do with the, you know, all the meat on the bone? Well, you make gumbo.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Gumbo. See, there is so much more to sandwiches, and we're going to get into that later in the show. But this is your method. I mean, this is your tried and true. This is what you'll be doing.
I've got the breast taken off right there.
Okay.
Now I'm going to take the wing off, put that next to the other little guy.
Okay.
Right? So if you want the wing, go for it. Then I'm going to take the legs. Literally just do this with my hand.
Get in there.
That.
All right.
That.
Easy peasy.
This.
We'll dump it.
Put right there for a second.
Okay.
People want that leg.
Okay.
That comes over here.
Love a leg.
This, you can just basically pull.
What is this?
This is the thigh bone.
Okay, get that thigh bone out of there.
I'm just going to pull that out.
Are you dark meat, white meat?
I'm a dark meat guy.
I think me too. I think the chicken thigh is my favorite, and it's the same with the turkey.
So we've got this. I'll just take this, cut it to pieces, put it right there.
Okay.
Same thing over here.
It smells amazing. It's fried, you said, from babies? Is that your preference?
You know, this is the first time I've ever really had a fried chicken or a fried turkey.
Really? Really? So you smoke it, you bake it? What's your...
I will, at home, I have all the toys. So I did it in the pizza oven last year.
Okay.
I've done it like over live fire. You know, I like to have toys.
Okay.
All right, so then we got that. I'd like to, can I take this towel?
Sure.
I'm just gonna do this, yeah.
Do that.
We're gonna get rid of that.
Look at that. Yeah, that's someone's dog. Just kidding, that's a lot. I'll eat that.
And then we take the breast, instead of like trying to carve it on the table, you just boom.
On the cutting board.
Yeah, on the cutting board.
Okay.
And so at this point.
I mean, this is pretty quick.
Yeah. Instead of like hustling with that, now I've got the breast here.
Gorgeous.
Take this other one, same thing. And so I'm not trying to make a spectacle out of it, right?
No.
You want to get down and
What about
eat.
those electric ones that people have? How do you feel about those? You like that? You like a toy?
I've never owned one.
Okay, not necessary then.
So,
the chef doesn't need one, you don't need one.
But look, so I've got dark meat here. I've got the legs here, wings here, the breast slice ready to go.
I am so impressed because that was so quick. I mean, in live TV, you say, okay, we're going to try to do it quick, but that was top to bottom, whole turkey, and it is plated beautifully. It smells wonderful, and it looks good.
The biggest thing you have to remember is that when you get your turkey out of the oven, you have to let it rest.
Okay.
You cannot just like bring it out of the oven, let it sit for 5 minutes, and start hacking into it. That's
How
how
long
you
do
end
you
up
let it
with
rest?
dry turkey.
Okay, how long are we
20,
letting it
30, 40 minutes.
Okay, be patient, because me, I'm like, it's been resting for 5 minutes, and it's ready to go. Let's eat.
Even though it's like super hot,
Okay.
once you cut into it, that juice hasn't rested into it, and it's just gonna roll out.
Right.
You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Right, and there's minimal juice
Right.
here because all
There's
of
nothing.
the juice is in the actual bird. Okay, I would give you a high five.
There's no juice for no gravy, no nothing. I already used the bones for that, all the neck bones, all that. But yeah,
Okay.
that's done. Easy.
Save the neck bone for me, Clark. That's what I always say. All right, well, still to come. If cooking a whole turkey isn't top of your list, we have help for you too. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. Peaches Barbecue is doing the work for you. They're here with their main options for a truly Texas Thanksgiving. And if you're trying to find the right wine to bring to your Thanksgiving meal but don't know what's on the menu, Lauren Kelly is getting all the tips on wines, on delicious cheeses that'll go with everyone and that are sure to please everyone's palate. Hey, Lauren.
No barbecue platter is complete without some wine.
I agree with that.
So I'm opening the Cletto Chiarli Lambrusco.
What is that?
Nice, nice. Hey, that's my move. All right, welcome back to this special edition of Houston Live. That's Patrick Peaches, and that's Aaron Smith of Peaches Barbecue in the Houston Barbecue edition of Eat Like a Local. Hey, that's your show. You have a show.
I do. It's amazing.
And they're here today. Peaches Barbecue is here today along with Chris because you are giving a chef's guide to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I think a lot of times you spend figuring out like what you're going to cook, what you're going to do. You got family coming from all over the country. You know what? This is the experience that you can give them, right? You can bring in and have Texas barbecue for Thanksgiving, right? In theory, that's what it is. You guys got some of the best smoked turkey out there, but you know what? It's not always about turkey, right? You have the opportunity to impress your family and your friends.
And if they're coming from out of state, this is what they actually want.
Yeah.
They've had Thanksgiving. They want the Texas Thanksgiving experience.
Yeah, one day is Thanksgiving, the other is barbecue. So why don't you just do it all at once?
Right, right. So tell us about what you guys offer at Peaches, Aaron. And I saw you on that episode with Chris, and you guys are close friends.
Yeah.
But he knows everybody, and he chooses to talk about this because this is a delicious meal that you're going to be the hero of your family.
Yeah. So we sell all of our smoked meats for Thanksgiving. They come packaged similar to this. So they're vacuum sealed, they're wrapped in butcher paper with reheating instructions. There's usually a QR code. So all of that's really easy to do.
And I'm going to say that brisket is one of the easiest things to reheat.
Absolutely.
It comes back so beautifully.
Yes, we've learned that in the past couple of years, and we can go ahead and slice into this one right here.
So this is how it would come. If you order from Peaches, this is how it comes. It's vacuum sealed, and then, so demo right there, boom.
Yeah, vacuum sealed, wrapped in butcher paper. I recommend you just drop that in some simmering water for about 25 to 30 minutes.
But this is how the ribs come, this is how the turkey comes, this is how everything comes.
Everything comes like this, and we sell a ton of brisket, sausage, ribs. We sell all the barbecue meats on Thanksgiving. I never knew just how big barbecue is on that holiday, but it's incredible. We're happy to be in the barbecue industry. So
oh my gosh, the smell. The
this
smell.
Is how it comes.
Just
hit me.
Right
hit
there.
me with that brisket right in the nostril.
It permeates. And
It
you
permeates.
can also get all the sauces too, which is really pretty good.
Sauces, we also make a pan gravy, which is really great with pretty much everything, but I like doing the gravy even with the brisket and stuff. And our Alabama white sauce is what I call year-round gravy.
That's my
your
my
wife,
wife's
yeah.
Here, I'll take
So this is just some of the butcher paper I'm going to get off of here.
Because look how protected.
Here,
This is very, very well wrapped.
It's so protected, and so.
Aaron, you have this. How many is this feeding? Like, how many people are per brisket? What do you recommend?
Guys, just look at that. Hold on.
Gorgeous.
We just need to pause and reflect right now.
I know, I feel like I need to take a photo of
I
it.
can't speak.
Because that is literally
Gorgeous.
perfect.
It's gorgeous.
All right.
Look at this. Separate it real quick, and that's,
Oh, yeah. That's the money shot right
Right there.
Okay.
All
How many
right.
people do I have to share that with?
Well,
2.
yeah, I was going to say, we say about
That's one sandwich, that's the other.
Okay.
We say half a pound of meat per person on a normal day. On Thanksgiving, we say a pound of meat because you're going to want leftovers, and people will come back to the table multiple times. So we definitely recommend doing a pound of meat per person. Seems excessive, but
It's
Can I
really
say
not.
one thing before you do
Yeah.
this? See, this is when you know it's really fantastic. When you see that tallow, just like, look at that running off the top.
So
Not
yummy.
dry, super moist.
we call that black gold.
Yes, it is.
I love those burnt ends too.
All right, I'm going to cut a slice for you guys.
Oh, okay. Now, thank you for the slice. What wines are we doing? Because a little birdie told me you're also a sommelier. So not only are you giving us this delicious brisket, you're a sommelier. What are you recommending for people on Thanksgiving?
Okay, so I like to recommend crowd pleasers, things that are a hit with all types of palates. So over here I have the Eery Chardonnay. It's an unoaked Chardonnay, so it's definitely a little bit more expressive of the grape itself.
Okay.
It's a really beautiful wine. It's a crowd pleaser. I have served that to so many people at so many events, and everyone loves it.
Amazing.
That's what you need to go for. And then we have something that's still a crowd pleaser, but it's a little lesser known, so it's kind of an educational opportunity.
Okay.
This is a grape that is not as widely available, not as widely known. It tastes and reads a little bit like Chardonnay as well. And then we have the North Valley Pinot Noir. I recommend Pinot for Thanksgiving because it goes well with almost everything.
Yeah.
It's something people recognize and love. North Valley is excellent, so Sauter Vineyards. And then this is Grafito Cab Franc. Cab Franc is a favorite grape variety of mine.
Yum.
This one's coming from Argentina. There you go.
Love an Argentinian wine.
One of my favorites.
And you already mentioned it, but you have the sauces as well. You have the pairings. I mean, this is wonderful. It smells like actual heaven in here. And I would never ever be mad if my family decided one year, hey, let's go like more Texas theme. My brothers could handle this brisket by themselves, no problem.
But you know what? You want to make sure that, like, you don't need to do 14 hours in your backyard.
Yeah, let her
14 minutes.
Let us do that.
And let her
14 minutes. All I got to do is call, put it online, whatever, walk in, you can get it. Like, pre-orders, pretty good to have me in charge of, but.
Yeah, pre-orders. Guys, we're selling a ton of barbecue. I can tell you right now that we are not the only ones thinking barbecue on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's a big hit. I don't know if it's a Texas thing, but we also ship nationwide, so it's nationwide as well.
Unfortunately, we are out of time, but man, this is amazing. If you guys want the details, because this is my kind of Thanksgiving, grab and go Thanksgiving options at Beaches. All you have to do is go to HoustonLife.tv. Excuse me and my brisket. We posted a link. It's under the Scene On section, and that's how you put a little Texas in your Thanksgiving. Coming up, we're going to go the other way. We're going to go an Asian-inspired option. Yum. Heading to Katy, where you can get a Malaysian twist on some holiday classics. Plus, you need a little help choosing a perfect wine and cheese. If you're a guest at your Thanksgiving meal, Lauren Kelly is doing all the research for us at Montrose Wine and Cheese. Hey, Lauren.
Hey guys, that's right. From a cheese and charcuterie box to a wine pack, these guys here at Montrose Cheese and Wine have got you covered. I'm just here for the samples on what to bring. Oh, why, thank you so much. All the info on what you guys should bring is coming up next on Houston Life. Cheers.
Welcome back to Houston Life. Okay, Chef, you've been all over the Houston area, right? And your new show, Eat Like a Local, you said one of those spots has a really interesting Thanksgiving menu.
Yeah, we went out to Fat Eatery out in Katy, Asiatown, right off of 99 and I-10. And we started talking about what they were doing. And he's basically got this beef rendang, which is a very Malaysian dish, and then wraps it in a roti and does the mushroom duxelle and then wraps it in puff pastry and makes this amazing beef Wellington.
Okay.
And then, but also has all the sides, and it's just your, like, I want to do something completely different type of Thanksgiving.
Love it.
And so.
Love it creative.
Yeah, very special.
Let's check it out.
We're here with Alex Young out at Fat Eatery out in Katy, and just sitting back, filming the show, we're talking about roti and rendang, and you just literally made my head just swell with happiness and my heart filled with joy when you said that you're going to take this beef rendang, wrap it in roti, and then wrap it in puff pastry.
And then we're still going to sell with the mushroom, doing the traditional way on that part, and then the puff pastry.
So mushroom too? So you're doing the whole Wellington?
Yes.
You're just doing a beef rendang Wellington for Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
To go.
To go, dine in, yeah, to go.
To go, dine in. Think about this. This delicious beef rendang wrapped in roti, then with mushroom, then with puff pastry, then baked and sliced. So you've got the Wellington, but you're also doing other dishes too?
Yes, we have a lobster bits that we do every year, every Thanksgiving. And we have a seafood fried rice, half tray for feed 6 to 8 people. And with like 8 of them, U10 jumbo scallop on top of it, jumbo shrimp. Yeah, we do. It's Thanksgiving.
So I would just say, if you are looking at Thanksgiving plans and you're like, I really don't want to do turkey and dressing and all of that, it's kind of how I'm feeling. I can get seafood fried rice with jumbo scallops, I can get lobster bisque, and I can get a rendang beef Wellington?
No, actually, it comes with the feast. It comes with turkey breast too.
I get it all?
We don't want to skip the tradition. We still got to have some turkey.
So, yeah, that's for everybody else. This is what I want, right?
Or you can just order the Wellington by itself. That's fine too. Available. Just a Wellington.
I might be doing that. I know I'm going out for Thanksgiving, but I might go ahead and order this for dinner since I'm doing lunch. See, that's the move. Get your phones ready. Call it in.
Oh, I see your face there. I think you are really calling this in. You can see the entire Fat Eatery story on Eat Like a Local this Saturday at 10 a.m. That's what I'm talking about. I like changing it up. I like the seafood twist. Oh, and that beef Wellington looks so amazing.
It's one of those things that you just want to order, right?
Right.
And that's
Absolutely.
the beauty of this is like you get into the Thanksgiving, you don't have to take the brunt of all of it, right? Make one thing or just make the sides, go find a protein or just make it a little bit different. You know, there's a lot of people doing things out there this weekend, or you getting your orders in at the very end. Tony's is doing all the sides of the pies. Blue Dorn, you can order a truffle and lobster pot pie with black truffle. Bake it.
This is what I want.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And then BB's does all those fried turkeys and the sides. Local foods, vegetarian and vegan sides, and then pies. I mean, that's kind of where the thing gets a little bit tricky because every pastry shop that I've talked to is like, please don't talk about us. We have we're already too many orders. But I got some friends that are here today that we can talk about pies because there's one pie in this city that I know of.
I knew we could count on
that you should have.
I knew I could count on you for that pie, for the pie plug.
I'm here for it.
Okay.
I'm here for it.
Okay, so listen, whether you're going to a friend's or a family Thanksgiving meal, you never ever want to be the one that shows up empty-handed. But if you're not sure what's on the menu or what everyone likes to drink, you sent Lauren somewhere for this.
I did, yeah. We sent her over to Montrose Cheese and Wine, right in the middle of Montrose, just to talk to her friends over there, because you can set up, you can be the guy or the lady that brings the cheese board, the charcuterie board, the wine, the snacks. Yeah, you're good. You bring the first course, let everybody else handle the rest.
Hey, Lauren.
Hey, Chris, I would just like to thank you for sending me here today because so far we've had a great time. Felipe and Shannon, thank you for, first of all, introducing me to June's Rosé because it's fantastic.
Cheers.
This is just one of the many options. I mean, you guys can look around and see how many options you have here. Felipe, tell us a little bit about the spot.
Yeah, so we're at Montrose Cheese and Wine, which is our retail shop. As the name says, you can come and get all your wine and cheese items for the holidays. We have bespoke packs as well as our turkey kit for the holiday, which is a 4-pack of wine and also some cheese for the holidays.
Okay, so I have to ask you, let's say I'm going somewhere, I have no idea what they have on the menu, I have no idea what everybody likes to drink, but what is one of those even items that's going to be great for anybody?
I think you can't go wrong with bubbles.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and second that.
Yes.
I'm just going to go ahead and second and third that, yeah.
Yes, bubbles is great. Beaujolais is amazing. We're doing our Beaujolais Nouveau party today where, the new vintage is released.
Okay.
But we have a wide selection of those wines. So really, wines that are going to go well with a lot of the classic food of Thanksgiving.
Okay, like turkey and stuffing and all those things.
Yeah.
What comes in your Thanksgiving pack? Are those the 4 main ones?
Correct, yeah. So we have 4 different wines. Yeah, we have a sparkling wine, a rosé, a white, kind of a little bit of everything to please everyone.
So here's my final question for you. How many wines is the appropriate amount of bottles to bring to an event?
1 per person? No, I think, really, I think a bottle for every 3 people is a good number to start.
Okay.
Obviously, the larger the group, the more bottles you need.
Or if I'm coming to your party, then
Yes.
be prepared.
Correct, yeah.
All right, so hold on to that thought. Shannon, I want to talk to you a little bit about the cheeses because everybody I feel is a little intimidated when you say the word charcuterie board. They love them, they just don't know how to start to make them. Right?
Yeah, I mean, if you come into the shop, we will help you make the perfect selections. We've got our Thanksgiving pregame kit, which is all these cheeses that you see in front of us, which are all like very crowd-pleasing, friendly cheeses, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, what do you have up here that we're looking at that's going to be in
these
there?
are going to be the 4 cheeses that are featured in our Thanksgiving pregame.
Okay.
So there's a cheddar, there's a brie style, there is kind of like a really beautiful Gruyere style that has flowers. It's beautiful to look at and also tastes really good too.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are scared of like a blue cheese because they're like, oh, it's stinky, it's too pungent, but give it a try.
Yes, I think people tend to think that blue cheese is all the same, and we have a small selection of blue cheese, but really, I think you should try it.
Okay,
for sure.
I want you guys to take a look at this little box right here. This is a small version, but Felipe,
Correct.
you guys
Yeah.
can make that in pretty much any size.
That's right, yeah. And, these are our cheese and charcuterie boxes, and we have a few different sizes. We can also, custom make it with cheeses that you select.
And I want to make sure our viewers know, when can they continue to order these? Because they will still be ready on time for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, all the way till Wednesday. Wednesday of the day before Thanksgiving. We'll be here till 8 o'clock that day.
Till 8 o'clock, come in, get your bottles here at Montrose Cheese and Wine. Hey, cheers, guys. Thank you so much for all the fun. And all the special thanks to this one. I'm walking out with this June Rosé. It is fantastic. Chris and Tessa, I know that you guys would love it, so I'm going to bring this to maybe our little Friendsgiving. How do you think about that?
I love that idea. I love that idea. And Chris says it's not one bottle per 3 people. It's like half a bottle per person. No, wait, what did you say?
0.5. 0.5 per person is my average there.
There you go. There you go.
It's good advice. It's good advice.
Such a beautiful place, too. Thanks, Lauren. Okay, so next we're going to go from those delicious wines to some delicious Southern comfort side dishes, okay? Executive Chef Lucas McKinney from Josephine's. He has got the classics just the way you want them, plus a recipe so easy the kids can do it. We're going to learn about it and hopefully taste it when Houston Life returns.
It's a pretty wicked pie.
So peanut pie,
right?
Done in the thought process of a pecan pie.
It's probably one of my favorite things on the menu.
It represents everything about your childhood.
Yeah, it brings me back real fast.
That crust is stupidly good.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta love the organic reactions. Welcome back to Houston Life. That's the peanut pie you had at Josephine's on your show, Eat Like a Local, with host Chris Shepard. That's you. Yep. You just so happen to be on Houston Life today, taking over. I mean, feel free to take over any time because we're having a lot of fun today.
Be careful what you ask for, because I'll just show up in random spots and just be like, "Hi," coming down the corner. But
who are you showing up with?
So I'm here with Lucas McKinney. We worked together for a long time.
Yep.
And I have loved seeing what he's doing at Josephine's.
I love watching you guys just eat that pie right there. I could totally watch that.
Today.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to tell you that Lucas is one of the best cooks I've ever met.
Okay.
And just has if he says, I'm going to make this, I already know it's going to be good.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Right.
That's awesome.
So you're doing a bunch of sides and desserts, and this is the pie that I was talking about too. But you do much more than pie for Thanksgiving, right?
Correct.
Let somebody else do the bird, do a ham, whatever. You take on sides, and I think that's the easiest way to do this.
Yeah, I mean, like our friends at Fijis and even at BB's, everyone's doing whole birds. We decided, let's just cover some sides. We'll do some classic Southern sides, and just kind of roll out a couple of good ones, just some Southern classics.
Yeah, and it's all very classic, but you were on the oyster episode of Eat Like a Local. So you do so much more than, obviously very proud of the stuff you do at Oysters. I see some gumbo on the stove over there, so I can't wait to get into that. But locally sourced, and then the classics that you have over here, I'm blown away. So this is the one my mouth is watering for. The peanut pie is what you guys were talking about in the episode, but what else do you got going on over here?
So we like to lean into our Southern, just traditional classics. So we got our mac and cheese right there.
Okay.
A traditional sausage and cornbread stuffing.
Okay.
And then green bean casserole are just a couple of the ones that we're doing. We're doing a couple of bigger things like shrimp and grits, sides of grits. What else are we doing?
You got gumbo.
Gumbo, sides of red beans, sides
The best thing about the gumbo, though, and same with the red beans, is that it gives you the vehicle to, when you're done with that turkey, you can pull the rest of that turkey, throw it in the gumbo.
Love it.
So I always say just double up on gumbo, double up on red beans, and then you're good.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to worry about the turkey sandwich. You don't have to worry about anything.
Just throw it on there. Yeah.
Okay, but why is the mac and cheese so good? Why is this so delicious?
We're doing just like a traditional bechamel baked white mac and cheese.
Okay.
Baked mac and cheese is the best. So.
Okay, it's delicious.
All these sides are gonna come just topped with cheese, heating instructions on how long to heat them, each individual item. So yeah, they'll come out looking just like this, hopefully.
I'm going stuffing now.
I know. Stuffing is like one of my favorite things.
This is my favorite thing, and I only have it around Thanksgiving, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, and I mean cornbread, stuffing, there's no dressing down here.
That's wonderful.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the stuff you... I've got some stuffing in there. Got some stuffing in there. Okay, this is the stuff you do well. What about the stuff we can do at home?
Yeah.
So we do this at the restaurant as well, but it's super inspired by my mom used to do this for holidays as well. We serve it every day at the restaurant with our smoked redfish dip.
No, you cook too much. You let me cook it. Here, quick,
get it. Switch.
Anytime I can actually do something and not burn it.
This is one of the most simple things ever.
Okay.
You throw them in the bag, just a pack of ranch saltines, regular
right
saltines.
Okay.
Drizzle a little bit of oil in there.
Okay, when you say a little bit, is that like a little bit?
You can go a little bit more.
A little bit more.
Yeah, perfect.
Good?
You just want to coat the cracker. Right.
And just a little bit of, no, not all that.
No, I'm not gonna do all of it now.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Is that good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And what is this mixture here?
So this is ranch powder. You can buy it off the shelf.
Oh, it is. I can smell it.
Hidden Valleys.
There's no other reason to get it.
Yeah, there's no, we don't really try and mix it ourselves at the restaurant or anything like that. But we jazz it up a little bit with some Creole spice and some cayenne and a little bit of dried herbs.
Okay.
So once you get it like this, you just put it in the oven?
Yeah, so after that, lay it out, take it out of the bag. You can let them marinate in the bag and they'll be great. Like you can eat them just like this.
Okay. I would eat them just like this.
And just let them sit for a couple hours.
Okay.
But also, I like to toast them from this point.
Style.
So you could toast them in the oven and then you'll end up with a little situation looking like this. Yeah.
Okay, wait. How long in the oven?
Probably 10 minutes on low, like 300, 325.
You know what? Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I saw it the other day. I walked in the grocery store and they had jalapeno saltines.
Yeah.
And I think that move right there has got my name written all over.
Oh yeah. They're so easy to make, but all the grocery stores offer them pre-made.
But you can just do this yourself.
Yeah.
And
it's so simple to do it. Yeah.
It's like
kind
a
of
shake
fun.
and bake for crackers.
You know, for my 9-year-old nephew who's want to stay in the kitchen, like, what can I do? Here you go, man.
Yeah.
I got you.
Get busy.
Oh yeah.
Really,
You can throw
really
some
good.
chili flakes in there. You can
gumbo.
Yeah, what is up with that gumbo?
Yeah, so we're just serving a chicken and andouille sausage gumbo. It's sold in the half gallons. Everything will be packaged, ready to go.
So what I'm going to go ahead and say is order the gallon version.
Yeah, double up.
Just stack either. This is a pro move.
Oh my gosh,
At
I
the
feel like
Shepherd
I've
House.
won the
Throw
lottery.
some stuffing in
Because
there.
I'm going to throw more turkey into it, and then I'm going to do this with the stuffing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Right on the side.
God,
and then I'm going to do this with the mac and cheese right there.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? I don't know about the green bean casserole in it, but just keep that on the side.
I'd do it.
right?
That might be a little weird.
Oh my gosh.
But this is perfect.
Let's make it weird. I mean, it's Thanksgiving. You can do whatever you want. You choose your own dirty.
Look at that, but it's got the fried onions in here too.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
With the cracker, I'm in actual heaven. Josephine is on Gray Street, right? 318
Yep,
Gray
318 Gray, right on the corner of Bagby and Gray.
Oh my God.
And I just feel that like Thanksgiving, the actual meal is good, but it's what you do with it after
Right.
that separates the rest.
That's right. From the All-Stars, that's like the JV versus a varsity. What are you
Yeah.
going to do with your stuffing,
Yeah.
your gumbo, your red beans and rice? Oh my gosh. This is a dream come true for me. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
for being
thank y'all
here.
for having us.
We're not completely done though, because we're gonna have some questions for you.
Okay.
But I do want to tell our viewers, if you want to pre-order your Thanksgiving sides from Josephine's, you do, and you like really do. Go to HoustonLife.tv. We posted a link under the Scene On section. Yeah, I got to get back to that peanut pie for a second. But when we come back, these two chefs are going to tackle your burning questions about cooking for Thanksgiving. Now, seriously, what if you burn I burn the rolls every year. I do it. Can you come back from that mistake? I mean, I'm here. I lived to tell about it, but they're going to answer our questions and more when Houston Life returns.
I got it.
Welcome back to Houston Life. We're continuing our Eat Like a Local guide to Thanksgiving. It's been delicious. It's been fun. Chef Chris Shepherd is here, and he is ready to answer your burning questions, literally, about Thanksgiving. We asked our KPRC insiders to send in their questions for Chris, and we are lucky enough that he has some backup on these questions. So we're going to ask the chefs. Okay, we'll start with number one. People just said, I flat out burnt the turkey. I burned that boy. What do I do? What do I do?
I mean, just keep an eye on it, right? It doesn't have to get to the point. If the skin's a little dark, just peel the skin off. I think you're gonna be all right. You turn the oven down, put a little tin foil on it, and let it slow cook at that point. You're fine.
Has every chef burnt a turkey?
Oh.
Is that like
Yeah, I think I burned one like 2 days ago.
Okay.
I burn stuff all the time. It's called cooking.
It happens,
Put some butter on it, let it slow cook, you'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. See, all is not lost.
You know what?
You can just there'll
There'll definitely be
that
pieces
dark
you could revive.
Yeah, I mean, but if you Christmas vacation it, then go out to eat.
Right.
Yeah.
Then let someone else do it for you. Okay, we had a really yummy fried turkey that you had actually carved for us early in the show. But in your opinion, who has the best fried turkey for Thanksgiving? I mean, is there one way to say this one reigns supreme? What do you guys think?
I think, growing up, my dad always fried the turkey, so we
You're like my
just
dad.
banked on that. Yeah, exactly.
It's definitely a home thing, right? And I think that's what people want to do at home, but I don't really want to deal with that, so I'm definitely going to go to BB's and get the fried turkey.
Okay.
I just tasting that, it was delicious.
So one of the gifts that we give my mom in Corpus every year is my brother says, once we got to a certain age, we said, Mom, you're not going to cook anymore. We're going to get it catered. So I'm a fan of getting it catered. Well, the selection the caterer had given us was either pecan smoked or fried. And I had the only vote for fried. Everyone else in my family wanted pecan smoked. And I'm like, I want that fried turkey. Should I fry a little one? Like maybe just dump a little one in there? Or is that just too much? Or should I not even mess with it?
Well, the best thing about people frying turkeys at home is the YouTube fail videos. As long as people don't get hurt.
Absolutely.
Right?
I'll record it just so you guys can see what really happened.
The not fully thawing a turkey out and watching it launch into the space is pretty amazing.
Okay, good reminder. Yeah, let it thaw. Let it thaw. And other than sandwiches, which I love, I will never knock a sandwich, but what else can you do with your leftover turkey? We did the gumbo stuff.
I mean,
what else?
I mean, I think any soup, take your bones and make a stock. That's what I like to do.
Oh, yeah, don't throw away the bones.
Right. Yeah, make a stock out of your bones.
Right.
It also just all turns into a giant casserole, too.
Yeah.
Right? You can just kind of mix it all up, put a couple eggs in, a little bit of cream, right in the oven, be done.
That's true.
Yeah. Like a leftover custard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even with those crackers.
Or even a pot pie. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Pot pie would be good. Okay, what Thanksgiving dish is a must in your houses? You have to have this on your Thanksgiving table.
Stuffing for me.
Green bean casserole, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister makes that every year. That's her job.
Yeah, green bean casserole, stuffing. I could go with or without turkey. Really?
Yeah, the sides are the star.
Ham. Well, ham too, man.
Oh, I love a good
Everyone forgets about the good glazed ham, so I think ham and green bean stuffing have to.
Okay.
Happy, yeah.
Okay, and you know what? A must-have for me, really, and I'm not kidding, is the cranberry sauce. I love a cranberry sauce.
I do too.
But my question, it's like so important to. It's almost like the palate cleanser. It's almost like the ginger for when you're taking all these salty bites of everything. Yeah. So which one do you guys prefer? Is it the can? My family does ocean spray in the can.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But then one of my dear friends, Rod, he has this amazing cranberry sauce. He's like, it's from scratch. It's so good. You have to have it, and he makes them for me. But which one do you guys prefer for real?
We're cooking one at the restaurant for our Thanksgiving to go menu, but deep in my heart, to be honest, it's the can.
The can.
I lean into it, and I make cranberry sauce for the family, but then you also have to, like, perfectly out of the can, but then you have to leave the lid with it because it's already sectioned. So you can do thin slice, thick slice, thin slice, thick slice. So it's a perfect little slicer.
Yeah.
You can get what you want. Don't smash it up. Let people cut it with a can. Lean into that.
Just the whole thing on the table, right?
It's there for a reason. It's perfect.
Exactly.
They've been making it for years.
And you wanted to mention first responders real quick.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're going out and you're buying things and ordering things from around the city, don't forget, just pick on a couple of other things. Put on another fried turkey or some sides from Lucas, and just take it off, drop it on at the firehouse. The men and women there are out there really helping out. They're making sure that when your people are dropping those frozen turkeys in the fryers, they got it covered.
Yep.
I mean, we do it every year, and they're so appreciative. I walked up one day and I was like, what are all the burnt scrambled eggs for? And they're like, our cook got transferred to another station. So it was like, here, take it all. And so it's always, they're working hard. Make sure you take care of them too.
Yep.
Cookies, cakes, pies, turkey.
Lucas, Chris, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
And remember, you can find all these tips under the Scene On section at HoustonLife.tv. What an excellent time. Thanks to Chris Shepard and all of our local chefs who joined us today. You can catch Eat Like a Local with Chris Shepard Saturdays at 10 a.m. right here on KPRC2. I'm so thankful for you today, Chris.
Thank you so much. And happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays. Just enjoy your family, enjoy your time.
Absolutely. All right, great message. And I think I'm going to get right back into this. I'll go twirl it around. Yeah, get a good bite in there.
Gumbo right there.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I love you. I really love you. From the bottom of my heart, I love you. Give me the piece.